Hi friends, this is Chris.
Gigi.
Welcome back to the channel. So Elon Musk has got a new scam and he's planning it as we speak. So
You mean like new or just another issue of the
well, there's always some sort of scam, right? But it's like the plans are in motion. So I want to give everyone a fair warning and also get your predictions as well. So basically, it revolves the Robotaxi thing, right? They announced the location, I don't know, a couple of days ago. It kind of caught brushed under the rug because we were talking about the whole Twitter X Brazil thing, right?
Yeah.
And that, which is, you guys know, this has been absolutely insane. But the new scam, we'll talk about Twitter in a minute here, is they're going to do it at Warner Brothers Studio, right?
Yeah.
So basically, a Hollywood studio, they're going to announce this thing, and I think it's all going to be fake. I mean, I'm not surprised, but the way that they're doing it at a Hollywood studio, like making it like a
You can
TV
even
show,
make like, oh, we have flying car.
they probably could. They probably could. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, right? You know, because then they can CG out the wires later, and the people pushing the car. The funny thing is like he's actually done a Hollywood studio announcement before. Back when they did Solar City announcement, and that ended up being a scam. That was on True Story, guys. The Desperate Housewives TV set. So Elon was a desperate housewife, right, at that time, and he was saying, hey, we got these great solar panels. That was back in 2016, again, ended up being a scam. And so it was very interesting that for his next scam, the Robotaxi, he's doing it at another Hollywood set. So basically, why would you do it at this particular place? It's a large, like, studio lot, okay? Because you know, since they're picking such a big location, they probably want to drive it around. They're not legal.
And it looks real.
Yeah, if they pick like the back lot, or if they pick some sort of, you know.
For the advertising, it looks really good.
Oh, sure. If you pick the right set and you set it up right, yeah, it may actually look like your neighborhood. So that part's kind of interesting, right? So they're kind of shooting like a commercial shoot.
Yeah.
In a way, right? But the thing why, and I want to point this out, why the demonstration will be a little bit deceptive. There's like a hacker person, and they were sharing some data that Tesla is already sort of mapping out the area around the studio, like extremely well. Because this is something that we've known about with their Robotaxis before, is like Elon Musk and the YouTubers who use their FSD, that's the full self-driving thing, they have a better experience than the regular person. Because the engineers like spend all their time making sure that like that area is mapped out, and then also putting like kind of, or we're just saying like barriers or invisible walls, like a track kind of thing. So they're doing it at a Hollywood studio. It's not a realistic environment. They're not street legal, and they're trying to convince you that this thing works. The reason why I'm saying it's, well, I mean, there's many ways it's a scam, but one thing that Tesla always does is they like push this stuff out to you that it's not ready, and they pretend like it is.
Yeah. So actually Hyundai has a, you know, they're working on the same technology, but they're still working on it. Maybe it'll finish by next year.
Well, we're talking about a couple different things though. Okay, so because you just mentioned that Hyundai's got technology also, right?
Yeah.
So there's two separate technologies. So one is basically the taxi type technology. The other, which Hyundai's working on, we saw a demo of the thing. We actually saw it, right? The other one is the parking thing.
Parking one.
Yeah, and so Tesla, and this is, I guess, this is yet another scam. Tesla's saying, hey guys, we got this thing. He's calling it ASS, or ASS. Yeah, I know, it's a stupid thing. Most companies call it...
You don't want to name your
technology app.
It's like ass.
Evidently, Elon Musk wants to name his technology ass. I think it means for auto summon service or something like that.
Yeah, even if that, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I name it ass. Most other companies, they call it auto valet service. Right? Valet sounds a bit better. But the basic just why I say it's kind of a scam, and be careful on this thing. Again, this stuff's not street legal. You have a car that's driving around with no driver in it. And so the way they get around it, and all of the Tesla stock promoters have been doing it, is like, hey guys, go to like a Walmart parking lot or like a Costco parking lot, and like,
I don't want to go there.
And like play with your car in the parking lot. And I mean, the problem is like you're encouraging people to test this in public, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's private property, but you're still in public, and there could be kids running around or any kind of thing, you know? So, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on that. So, you know, what do you think about testing a beta technology with basically amateurs, right? These aren't, necessarily professional
And plus,
people.
it's working only on those kind of environment, maybe not your neighborhood.
Well,
Because it has a line,
right. Okay. That's another point, right? Yeah. Because we talked before on the channel, the way the Tesla's robot or self-driving thing is, it needs lines to operate, right? If there's no lines, the thing does very, very poorly, and that's something. Yeah. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, I saw the Hyundai demonstrator parking,
Yeah.
The auto parking. So you push the number of the shopping mall, the number, it goes to there, you push that, it comes to you.
I see. So we're talking about in terms of like, how could you get this to work?
Yeah.
So I'm not against this technology. Right? I'm not against it. I'm against like giving it to the public just to test.
Just make
sure it works. Yeah, you don't want to put stuff on the road that can hurt people. No, but technology-wise,
yeah, I love that.
well, okay. In order to get any of this kind of stuff to work, I think we all have to have it, or none of us has it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So like for example, let's say we all go to the shopping mall, we get out of our car, right, and then you push the number of the parking spot, and everything drives like crazy, super slow, and then you go there. But there is one caveat though. So Tesla's technology is going to be different than Hyundai's. It's going to be inferior. And I know the Tesla fanboys and fangirls get sad at it, but it's just a reality. The hardware in the Teslas is camera only. Only camera,
No
right?
sensor.
No sensors.
Yeah.
Because it's too expensive to put in sensors. So they take it out and then they pretend like, oh, we don't need sensors. It's just to cut costs, right? Because the problem with if you only go camera only, if there's no lines anywhere, it's no good, right? If the camera gets dirty, it's no good. If the weather's raining, snowing, whatever, again, multiple reasons, it's no good. So that's why you want sensors.
Sure.
If you had enough money, you could put a ton of sensors in these things. It'd work a lot better. But then, it might cost you $200,000, and it's not really practical, right? So I'm not completely against the parking stuff, but whether or not we get to the point to where everyone has it and it's safe. Because one of the issues that's going to happen when you have a new technology and someone dies, which is going to invariably happen at some point, right?
They're going to make law after that.
Yeah, there'll be laws. People are like, why did you let these things on the road? People are going to be upset, that kind of stuff. So I think that's something that's a big concern. The other issue is going to be insurance costs, right? Someone in our community, because we have a really smart community, they said, you will know when this technology is ready to when you put insurance on your car, and the insurance companies.
There's option.
What's that?
There's option.
Okay, well, one would be the option that there's for that, right? But the other one would be that the option would be like the insurance companies sort of rate it to where it's safer.
I see.
So I'll give you a simple example. So for those of you who have car insurance, you know this. If your car has like an auto tracking thing, you can say my car comes with a tracker, and if someone steals it, I can track my car easier, right? So the insurance is like, oh, you got a tracker, we'll lower your insurance. If you tell the insurance company, I have, robot driving or whatever, and the insurance company says, that's a good thing, and they lower your value, right? Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's based on statistics, based on numbers. If the insurance companies believe that the robots are safer, and they include that in policy,
I see.
right? Do you see what I'm saying? Then we're ready for it.
Yeah.
We're a long ways from that, right? These days, if you tell an insurance company you have it, they might raise it because too many people get hurt because they play with it. The same way that the people playing with their, ass system in the Costco parking lot, or and then that's why I go back to like Tesla's going to announce their Robotaxi thing at the what do you want to call it, at the movie studio, right? So it's a big problem. The other thing we got to talk about is the Twitter situation.
Okay. So now it's back to Twitter, not X.
Yeah, I showed Yeji Elon Musk's feed. We usually don't look at it because it's just too much, right? Yeah, but one of the things he's like, hey, everyone in the community, do you still call it Twitter or X? And it's like,
Stupid.
well, the problem was I thought the Twitter with like the bird logo and I send out tweets. I thought that was a pretty good logo and a pretty good branding. Right, so now like when you have X, am I sending out X's? I mean, it's kind of weird to say that, right? I don't think anyone really knows because we still refer to as Twitter and tweets.
Yeah.
So, whether or not they change it back, that'll be a really, really interesting thing. They spent a bunch of money,
Already.
yeah, to change the
To
brand.
change the brand.
You got to, change the stationery, and they made like a new sign for the building.
New memo, and new paper bag.
Yeah, and so, but what would you do? You made the mistake of changing from Twitter to X, and so if you change it back, everyone's going to make fun of you, right?
He doesn't care.
Right, right. I mean, that's Elon Musk. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
So would you just change it back then, I guess, because it's better? It is better.
I don't know. He made people voting for Twitter. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna, follow you
Yeah.
guys, and I'll bring you back to the Twitter."
The problem is whatever vote that he does, it's always a fake vote anyway, because he can have a bunch of bots
Yeah.
vote on said vote.
Yeah.
Actually, it's really funny. Mark Cuban, he's the guy on
Yeah,
the Shark
I
Tank guy.
remember, yeah.
Yeah. So he's in a fight with Elon Musk. They always fight about stupid stuff. But Mark Cuban did a poll of like, who do you think is going to win for president? Kamala or Trump? And then like the robots all voted for Trump, right? And Cuban pointed out, he's like, hey, I have like 500,000 impressions. So impressions like how many people see your post or whatever. But then like 1 million people voted on the thing. You see what I'm saying? Like it doesn't add up.
Yeah, it's fake.
And so then Mark Cuban's like, how many bots do you have on this platform? So, I mean, I can just tell you because I have an account on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I don't tweet anything. I just use it just to check on whatever people are doing. I have like 80 robot followers, and they're all hot girls, and they all want to cuddle. Every day there's like a new follower. And the other thing that's kind of funny is whatever you follow certain accounts, there'll be like 3 copies of that account that follow you.
see.
So not it's just filled with bots. So you have that problem, and then we looked at the feed.
They gotta working on that.
What's that?
Twitter, not X.
Well, some of these even are blue check marks.
Yeah.
So that means like someone is paying to have a
Robotaxi,
robot,
Yeah.
right? So there's been question of like, who's putting up the money to do it, or is Elon Musk just giving a bunch of robots blue check? I mean, I don't know, and they're not going to tell you, right? Who knows? I mean, they tell you kind of crazy number. They always it's his CEO because he's not actually the CEO because he stepped down. But Lisa Carino, she released numbers recently, and she's like, guys, we have like 30% Republican, 30% Democrat, 30% Independent. Like that's what they said, and I was just like, how do you know? Because when you sign up for an account there, you don't tell them which party you're in. You don't really know, and plus they're all robots anyway.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say how many real people or not real people are on there. I mean I don't think any of us really know. And it's funny too because from Elon Musk's point of view, as long as he's got traffic, as long as people are someone is paying him or whatever, right? You just don't know. And then we looked at it, and it's like, remember the Wall Street Journal said there was like 61 tweets a day, right? We looked at it; it's real. It's like nonstop. And the recent one was the big one was he tweeted out this weird thing where like only rich white people, rich white men, should be able to vote. Yeah, like I mean.
Or like Colosseum era.
Well, I remember Musk was born during apartheid in South Africa, which is basically where the what's that?
His grandpa is super racist, right?
Yeah. And I made a video, guys, about that. I wish I was making that stuff up. I can't even repeat the stuff that his grandfather said, because his grandfather wrote a couple conspiracy theory books. His grandfather was against vaccines. He was against all kinds of stuff. He blamed it. Let's just say this. He would get along with a certain group of people in Germany in the 1940s. His grandfather was that kind of conspiracy kind of person. And then the stuff that he would write about, because there's actually newspaper articles, you can find it. It's easy to find. It's all public. He'd basically write about like, I'm the owner of the plantation and my workers who have to be a certain kind of people, and like I said, it's kind of what you'd expect from that kind of stuff. So I can't repeat this stuff. So even though Elon Musk didn't really know his grandfather, I'm just being honest, he didn't really know his grandfather. I guess his grandfather died when Elon was 3. Elon comes from just
those kind of family.
That kind of family. Yeah. So, one of the things that they all
now he's saying those kind of things.
Yeah. If you didn't say those kind of things, then you don't have to be like your grandfather. You don't have to be weird like your father. Did I tell you about his father?
No.
his father had 2 kids
Oh yeah, you told me.
with his
Stepdaughter.
but I know it sounds weird. It's the father's has a stepdaughter, and then the father has 2 kids with a step. So basically, I think what it was is like Elon's dad married some woman. The woman had a daughter, and then the dad
The daughter.
yeah, divorced it with the mom, and then has 2 kids with the daughter. It's weird. So, but again, like if Elon doesn't have to be like that. But I mean, you know, Elon has like 12 kids with all sorts of people. So anyway, that's the Elon stuff. I just wanted to share the latest scam with the Robotaxi. We talked about the parking driving thing. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts on that. And what do you think about the latest crazy stuff that Elon is saying on Twitter? Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next video. So bye.